Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
Put me in.
We back.
I lost a couple dogs,
I
I want
told y'all,
revenge. So what they
I'm
put
not
me
playing
in,
for
coach.
2023.
It's overtime, we're going in.
It's going down.
Now we
Shaw
finna
Productions,
win. So what
Put
they
Me
put
In
me
Coach
in,
is happening right now, man.
Put me
I'm
in.
so
I
excited.
lost a couple dogs, I want revenge. So what they
Just
put
enough
me
of that
in, coach.
right here because I got to go right into it. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate you, man, on becoming the head coach at American Collegiate Academy, AKA ACA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate that. Much love. Much love.
I got to give my dog his flowers, man.
New wave,
Yes,
baby.
yes.
New wave.
So I'm going to get right into it. When did you realize you wanted to be a head coach at a high school level?
Hey, man, I tell you what, it came, coaching in general just came to me early. I was having a kid at probably 19, 20 years old, so the playing side of it was out of me quickly. I knew I had to man up and kind of do some work, so I gravitated to coaching quick and just fell in love with the mentoring side of football. You know, still having that passion about it and still be able to give back to kids and use my testimony to motivate them to kind of don't go in the same direction I did was awesome. So, man, I from 19 years old, I coached consecutively season after season and just fell in love with it. And eventually, after being an assistant, I knew it was something I wanted to run my own thing as a head coach and got that first chance at Countryside Junior Cougars, man. Shout out to the Junior Cougars. And since then, man, there was no looking back. Just been a head coach since then. Probably going on my probably like my 6 or 7 years as a head coach in the youth part of it.
Okay.
Got my first high school job at Clearwater High as a running back coach, and haven't played running back since I was in youth ball. But I knew as a coach I wouldn't have no problem kind of being successful in that department. So that transitioned to a special teams coach, and then before you know it, I was on the defensive side of the ball. So as a coach, I try to stay versatile. If I don't know it, I'll train myself to know it.
Right.
So I'm always open, and I tell my kids to kind of remain coachable as a kid, and as a coach, you should remain coachable because as soon as you think you know it all, you won't grow. So that's something I like to carry with me as a coach as well. So, man, I knew it was something I wanted to do probably around 19, 20 years old.
Nice. That's good. You heard that Jimmy threw it in. Coaches need to be coachable as well. You know, we think we know it all, but that's when we get beside ourselves. So, you know, I like that you threw that gem. And
Yes,
hey, I want to know what led you to ACA.
Man, I tell you what, Pine County Warriors, man, heavy motion. Shout out to Pine County Warriors, man.
Sir.
First year organization doing big things last year. I was blessed to be able to coach the junior team, 12U. Made it to the conference championship and lost in overtime. You know, as a head coach, I'm always take that one on me because I never, make the kids feel like it was on them. So that was definitely, I'm a man of accountability, and it was definitely something I could have done better to kind of pull through. But that's another topic. But Kim Johnson, believe it or not, she's on the board at PCW.
Okay.
Shout out to everything they do. Shout out to Jew, man. Shout out to that organization and everybody involved,
Jew.
Man.
That's my boy.
I'm PCW to the core, man. So I want to say later in the season, around the district championship, she came to me and she said, I got you an interview at ACA. I was like, oh, man, that's awesome. So it was something I was willing to entertain, but I didn't think it would go so well, with me being kind of in the second year of high school, and I knew it was probably some major candidates out there. So I took the interview just to have under my belt because it's something I would want to do, eventually. So, I got to talk to the CEO, Zach, and then the owner, David, and it went good. I felt great about it, and it was just talking like we are, and that's kind of one of my many strengths is talking football. But not only that, just giving them my background and my life because it's genuine and it's real, man. So after that interview, they set up another one. Set up another one. So I was like, man, this is getting pretty serious.
Right.
Why would they want me to, set up another one if they wasn't, interested? So, man, I even knocked that out of the park. Before you know it, I'm in a Zoom with everybody, all the big wigs, man. And they're talking about offering me. So I'm like, man, I'm starting to get nervous.
It's real.
It's one thing being an assistant of a high school program, and another thing being the head coach. Yeah. So this is yours. You know, every coach you pick, everything you do kind of falls under your leadership. So, man, I got nervous and excited at the same time because I felt like it was my time. But one thing that really stood out to me was what Kim told me. She manifested. She said, listen, you're going to take this interview. You're going to get the job. And you're going to be excellent. You're going to be great at it. So it kind of gave me confidence. And gave me kind of that moxie and that grit to kind of step up and be like, man, I'm gonna knock this out the park no matter what. So, shout out to Kim Johnson, man.
Definitely.
Shout out to shout out to God, man. It was right on time, and just like you say, he may not come when you want, but he's always on time. So it was a perfect time in my life, and and if it's in God's will, man, I'm gonna knock this thing out the park for sure.
Definitely. Kim Johnson, that's a sweet lady, great lady, man. I can't say enough about her, man. She's really, really good. Got a good heart, all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Man. Yes. That phone call, when you got it, your emotions behind it. Like I know you just explained, it was 2 interviews, but like when you got that second call, like how did you feel, like emotion-wise?
Man, I was super excited. Man. Listen, they couldn't see it because it was over. It was kind of over a Zoom call, but the conversation was so they was about as hype as I was. So it was a blessing. And like I said, it was right on time.
Right.
It was the exact thing I needed, like the exact moment, man. So it was like no matter what happens, no matter what I've heard about the school on the outside,
yes,
I won't let myself fail.
That's good, man.
I won't let myself fail. And I continuously tell myself that even now until this day. Mm-hmm. Like, you're in a situation where the foundation's there, you just need the right pieces in place, and that's where we're heading.
That's good, man, because people could say, I know a lot of hate came that way because I seen it, and I'm like, man, why we always have to tear down people, our own folks,
Right.
And it's like, man, give that dude a chance. But at the end of the day, that's motivation, not for you to prove them wrong,
right.
to prove yourself, like, I'm finna do this right.
Absolutely.
And you know what I mean? This is my path, this is my journey, and I got the opportunity to take advantage of this and change up things,
man.
So I'm proud of you, bro. I love that you taking that on with your head held high, and screw the naysayers, because
Absolutely.
they probably want to be in that position anyway. So,
Yeah.
so good luck, bro.
Man, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Don't quote me on this, but I believe you are the 6th black head coach in Pinellas County. Pinellas County got a lot of high schools, a lot of football teams, but being the 6th, how did that feel?
Oh man, it feels awesome. It feels awesome. Like, that's something I definitely embody. Mm-hmm. Definitely something that I carry with me. I love my culture, man. I love being an African American male. I love being a part of that 6, man. Shout out to those other 5, and kind of know a few by hand, and they're super successful coaches.
Right.
Particularly, Marcus Pasco, one at Largo.
Yes, sir. That's my boy. Marcus.
Yeah, man. I know the coach at Northeast as well.
Yes.
Super successful program over there. So, man, as you can see, man, listen, we here. We're not here. We're coming, and we're coming to stay, man. And behind that, I think we all come with a story. We all bring dominance. We all bring strength, and we're able to relate. Not only to our kids, but to any kids coming through football. And it is what it is. But unfortunately, it shouldn't be that way. But it is,
right.
Man. That's life. That's the inevitable, I call it, man. That's a never-ending cycle. So. Those are situations we have to face, and those are conversations we have to talk to our kids. So, with the ACA, I'm glad you say that, man. Being a black coach there, it's a predominantly African American school. Mm-hmm. You probably got at least no more than 10 white kids in that school. So, it's in a situation to where that's needed, in my opinion.
Right, definitely.
That's called a spade a spade. You're not getting your phototypical kid that you get in a public school at ACA. Mm-hmm. But that's one of the reasons I took this job, because I was that kid. Mm-hmm. I grew right up here in Greenwood. We call it the WIC. Mm-hmm. But I was able to use sports as my outlet to kind of make the right decisions and have mentors that guided me in the right place. So that's what I wanted to give back to ACA. It's easy to kind of give up on that type of kid because they may be troubled. Their environment may not be that good, and they may be bad. But I don't like easy.
Yeah,
never
right.
did. I'm up for the challenge. If
That's
it don't
real.
challenge you, it won't change you. So I'm here to change their lives and give them an opportunity to dream. They can dream at ACA. And, what's their goal? I ask them in my short period of being there, what's the goal? Okay, let's accomplish it. That's what I'm here for. You want to go to college? Let's do it. Mm-hmm. This is what needs to be done. So if I'm here to help you, you got to help me in return.
Definitely.
So.
Definitely. And that's one of the reasons why I commended you on taking that job, because people saying all that stuff, but they ain't realizing this is predominantly black school,
Absolutely.
you know, and you coming in there to change things. So, you know, I'm all for it. I love that, man. I love that. Right now, we're finna take a quick commercial break and get back to it. Bam.
Oh, the power of the sun. How environment friendly are your devices? Off the grid, you need sustainability. Go solar. Go green. Go Solar Ray. SolarRayShop.com.
We back. Yes, sir. Let's go. We're going to dive right back in it with head coach Justin Glenn at ACA. Yes, sir. I'm finna go right into it because I seen it on the book. You know, I got chills and all that stuff. Y'all broke ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I tell you what, that's a funny topic, man, because actually being at the school every day, man, you kind of peeking back there, and I'm hoping, I see somebody with a hard hat on and they breaking ground back there. So it actually happened, man, and I tell you what, man, it's been progressing fast since then. So just to see that and just knowing that that's in our backyard, that's going to be a part of ACA, the new wave, man, that's big. That's awesome for the kids, man. That's awesome for the school, and that's awesome for the program. So
Right.
definitely a great accolade to have, at that school, man, and we're going to have fun on that bad boy.
I know, man. If y'all don't know what breaking ground is, that means they broke ground to build a new field, stadium, and it's turf, man. So you know that thing going to be sweet. Boy, I can't wait to film on that. Put me in, coach, going to be right up in there, man. Yes. Going into it, offensive coordinator, Coach Miller. I know him personally. Tell me how that connection came about.
I tell you what, man, James, knowing James from the neighborhood, both born in Clearwater, Florida, got the luxury to play with him in six man. I don't know if a lot of y'all heard of six man, but it was a league in Clearwater. We was teammates. We dominated in that. Wick City Warriors. Shout out to Wick City Warriors, man.
Yeah.
Played semi-pro together with the Bay Area Warriors, and our first year we went over to Tipton, Georgia, and won that. So, just knowing him as a player and as a teammate, and actually as a coach, with what he did with those back-to-back teams at Largo, and I was able to get him at Countryside, and he didn't have much out there, but he turned that little bit into something, and they actually competed. Mm-hmm. So I've always respected the coach that can coach any type of kid and any type of team.
Right.
Anybody can coach talent, but it takes a real coach to make the less still look good, man. Mm-hmm. So we kind of manifested and talked about this PCW thing when it was in the works, and we said, man, it'd be crazy if we both can if he would get 14 and I would get 12, and we make a run at it. So, and that's what we did, man. And together we kind of, we built that bond and we built that brotherhood through playing and through coaching. But the one thing that stood out with me really with James is how he runs his team. It's not about him anymore.
Okay.
It's not about his staff. He never really highlighted those guys. He was always highlighting the player.
Right.
Whether it was through highlights on the field or through grades.
Yeah.
Study halls on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Because hence, in youth football, it happens all the time. We get vicarious coaches that live through these kids for that ring, for accolades for themselves, instead of highlighting these kids as student athletes. And that's what we need to. It need to be not just, youth football. We need to prepare them for the next level. Gotcha. Where it's 8U getting ready for 10, getting ready for 12, and getting ready for high school. It's always got to be about the progression. And make sure we're doing it right. So, man, he did that, and he did that quite well. So I knew once I got up here, he was definitely one of the candidates I would want to call and see if he wanted to join the new wave and help me knock this thing out the park.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I got to ask you, man, because I'm a running back coach myself.
Yes, sir.
Man, who your running back? You got a running back yet?
Man, I tell you what, man, we got talent out of this world. We got a couple candidates at running back, man. I ain't gonna give y'all too much because I want y'all to.
I had to ask, man.
A lot of people thinking we ain't got much over there, man. But I tell you what, we got enough. we got enough, man, and by doing everything the right way, more is gonna come. So
Right.
we definitely got some back skills. Is never the problem. And we got some hogs, man.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. So we going into this thing.
Ooh, you got them hogs, boy.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
We going through this thing super excited to get going, man. We got conditioning starting tomorrow, man.
Nice.
And we about to get these boys into shape and get in preparation, getting ready for summer and getting ready for spring.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. What 3 things would you go back and tell your high school self?
Oh man, 3 things I would tell my high school self would I'll tell you what. 1, consistent. Stay consistent. 2, just take it serious.
Right.
Take it serious. And 3, I tell you what, man, them girls, them girls ain't going nowhere. In all honesty, man, you know,
Right.
I was booed up since 9th grade, man. So,
Oh, man, yeah.
it was a situation where I maintained it. I knew I had to maintain the 2.0, and that's all I did. So I didn't apply myself as much as I had to. And things got serious. So, you know, played football as a sophomore in high school, played JV, running back, and quarterback. Didn't play defense. Asked the coach for 1 play on defense. Killed the kid, free safety.
Oh.
Next week, I was starting on varsity as a sophomore. So my junior year was really, you know, stood out. I was starting getting offers out to Yin Yang, man.
Nice.
And now I started to get serious. So they tried to crunch all my core classes into 1. My overall core was around a 2.3, and my SAT had to be crazy. So I wasn't good at test taking. Kind of froze up, and didn't get enough. Got fully offered from USF. Jim Levitt was a coach. Called me on my house phone after the All-Star game. He's like, Justin Glenn, man, how you doing? I said, how you doing, coach? What other schools are talking to you? Told him like Iowa, UConn, stuff like that. It's like, tell him you're a Bull. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in here.
Yeah,
So,
say less, huh?
Say less. So, but it wasn't that easy. I had to get my SAT and kind of get everything that needed to be done to get it done. So they lined me up with a JUCO, and you know, because of the girl, I didn't want to go play JUCO. First mistake of my life. I wanted to be a Bull. So I mean that didn't happen. You know, a couple years later, you know, baby on the way. So that's what I call. You know, that's what I say about using my testimony.
Right.
That's one of my strongest tools when it comes to mentoring and talking to the youth. Let my story motivate you to kind of not go that route.
Definitely.
And do
That's
things
it.
the right way. So that's where I'm at with it, man.
Gotcha. All right. What kind of community outreach interaction do you plan for annually?
I tell you what, man, I love where I'm from. I love where I'm from. I've always kind of, you know, been active in the community.
Right.
You know, I don't like to toot my own horn, but it is what it is based off the work that I've done. So, man, I do trainings. I kind of build my own brand, Body by Glenn. I do speed and agility trainings.
Okay.
Don't charge much for it because it ain't about that. I like to make a couple dollars off for it, of course, but I like more just, I fell in love with the process of developing these young athletes. So if they're willing to work, I'm willing to work them, man. So gonna make sure we're always doing something within the community to let them know that ACA is home. You know, regardless of what you may have heard previous to there. I could have easily went by that. I'd rather get in there and see what it's about for myself.
Yeah.
And in order to want change, you got to be a part of it.
I agree, man.
So I'm in there being a part of it, and I can tell you what, man, we've seen change already, and it's headed in the next direction. So, man, if you're looking for a place where your kid's gonna learn academically, it's in the right place. Majorly credited through the NCAA, major connections.
Okay.
Got a game set up in Seattle, Washington on May 5th, 6th, and 7th. We're flying over.
Big.
So, man, we're doing it. We're doing it big and doing it the right way. So, you know, forget about what you heard. Come see for yourself, man.
What?
Coach JG ain't never lied to you prior to this. I ain't gonna start now. So
Yes, sir.
let's go.
You had to hit that on there, man.
Yes, sir.
You dropped something on y'all. Yes, sir. All right. This is my last question, man. Is there any GPA requirements? And if so, how do you deal with the students who fall behind?
I tell you what, man, just like any other school, I was a part of it. I had to maintain a 2.0 to play football. These kids at ACA will do the same thing. You know, I'm gonna hold them accountable, and they're seeing it now, man. The more structured you are, the more disciplined you are, the more successful of a program you will have.
Yes.
I won't deviate away from that. That's the way I was brought up. That's the way I'm going to coach. So they will have to maintain a 2.0 to play on this team. No one man's bigger than this team.
Right.
It's not about me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather go 0-10 with disciplined kids than 10-0 with undisciplined kids. So,
Definitely.
If you think you got a kid that's struggling in another school that's going to come over here and do what he want, ACA is not the home for you. I can promise you that. But you want your kid to be challenged. You want your kid to be pushed in the right direction. Mm-hmm. Treated like a student athlete, hence student first. ACA is the place, man. ACA is the place. That's what I'm there for. I'm the director of football and the head coach of ACA. So
2 titles. Let's go.
I'm not just talking the talk. I have that pull. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like I said, come check me out, man. I'm there Monday through Friday, 8 to 3 o'clock. Coach JG.
There you go, man. There you go. And like I said, man, I always like to end off on some good tunes, and I like, my guests to pick the tunes. And my dog went in, man. And I like this mode, man.
Sure.
So we just finna get right into it because I like to crank. I got my Celsius. I got my coconut water.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So
Yes, sir. Shout out Nardo Wick, man.
Yeah. So we gonna get into it. Yes. Let's go. Hey, talk your ish, man.
Yes, sir, man.
Talk your
ACA.
ish. Yes.
ACA, the new wave, baby.
Okay.
Coach JG.
Oh.
Let's go, man.
Uh-huh.
If there's problems, we gonna solve them.
Right?
Hey.
I'd like to congratulate my dude again on becoming the new head coach at ACA. Let's go.
Yes, sir, man. Much love, man. Shout out my boy Ricky Shaw, man. Best in the business. Put me in, coach.
Put me in. I'm going to put you in. Let's go. Let's go. What you say there, boy? Put on the hoodie for this. That's that move. Hey. Hey, we cranking in.
Look just like the static on the TV. But we ain't cut the I play her like a CD.
What you say? ACA. What you say? ACA, go. Woo, woo, hey. Hey, come on, man. They trying, but they can't duplicate, man. My dog here, man, he finna do his thing. ACA, he finna run that shit. Ooh, I wasn't supposed to cuss, but I did. I censored that out, but I'm getting it.
Nardo do to you, baby.
Do
My
it.
boy Turk, man. Yes,
Oh.
sir. Yes,
In the
sir.
crowd.
All them around you.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, we having a party here. Like I said on my promo, man, we're gonna be live in here. We're gonna have fun. Hey, you gonna feel our energy.
Want me to put her in her throat, want my tip to touch the back. She wanna be my wicked witch, she keep asking for my strap.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you got a problem, they gonna solve it. ACA said they gonna solve it. What y'all gonna
I'm
do?
talking about them FNs, Clock 19s,
Let's
and
go.
next kick a wild man. Somebody tell him stop, he on the
Let's
rap.
go.
Hey, Batman, he always in the same color Batman. We sliding, you get hit, but you got you better act.
Hey, don't turn me down, turn me up, man. Don't turn us
Yes,
down,
sir.
turn us up, man. Let's go, man. Hey, man. ACA, American Collegiate Academy, put me in, coach. We here. Hey, I love y'all. Hey, you want to say anything to anybody?
Hey,
before we
man,
go?
listen here, man. Listen, it's real, it's raw, it's authentic, man. I appreciate the invite, man. Thanks for having me on here, man. It's been nothing but a blessing, man. And listen, I'm just here to change lives, man. That's the first part of our motto at ACA.
Right.
Change lives. It's not about me no more, man. I was put into this assignment, into this mission to give back, man, and that's what I'm gonna do. So listen, it's not about what you heard, man. Forget about that. Come find out for yourself.
Find out.
Let's go. ACA, New Wave.
Yes, sir. We out.